nature strategy will recognize and communicate the value of nature and the importance of biodiversity. But Alberta already has a biodiversity framework. The nature strategy will recognize our dependence on a healthy environment, but we already have regional land use plans designed to do that. We just haven't completed or implemented them. The nature strategy will draw from Indigenous wisdom and worldviews, but we already have processes for that too. To the Minister of Environment and Protected Areas, how is the nature strategy new when these programs already exist?
The Honourable the Minister of Environment and Protected Areas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I'm actually very grateful to the member for the question. Just recently, we were able to host our first ever Nature Strategy Summit, which brought together a number of stakeholders from all different industries and communities across our province, and they had said that this is the first time that they've ever been brought together in such a way to discuss exactly these types of items. Mr. Speaker, this is a great opportunity for us to protect this area of provincial jurisdiction when it comes to designating our provincial lands, protecting us from federal overreach, and striking a vision for us moving forward.
The Honourable Member.
Well, given that the stakeholders that I spoke with that were at that consultation didn't actually think it was that meaningful or effective, given that the nature strategy is meant to respond to global biodiversity interests and replace the federal nature strategy, given that the federal nature strategy emphasizes the efforts of all Canadians across political lines and jurisdictions to address biodiversity loss and climate change, given that the Minister of EPA is using this nature strategy as another excuse to pick a fight with Ottawa rather than advance environmental protections in collaboration with all, is this really about protecting Alberta biodiversity?
The Honourable the Minister of Environment and Protected Areas.
Mr. Speaker, I'm certain that some of the NGOs that the members opposite might have spoken to are opposed to talking about economics and affordability for everyday Canadians, or having hunters, fishers, ranchers, agricultural producers as part of those discussions. We need to have a balanced discussion. It matters. It matters to Albertans, Mr. Speaker, that we balance environment, economic growth, affordability for Albertans, and of course making sure that we are protecting our provincial jurisdiction when it comes to biodiversity goals.
Honourable Member.
And most of the time when we talk about balancing these interests, it actually means dismissing environmental concerns. Given that our existing programs to protect our environment are okay, but not always enforced or adequately funded, given that we continually lose more wetlands than we restore, we add species to the at-risk list every year, we lose critical habitat every day, and water for communities continues to be polluted. But hey, we'll have a nature strategy report to sit on a shelf somewhere. Given that from where I sit, it appears the minister's lack of on-the-ground action is actually the biggest risk to protecting Alberta's environment, where is
the Honourable Minister of Environment?
Mr. Speaker, unlike the members opposite, we are proud of our province. We are leaders in conservation while we continue to be a beacon of hope and a place that people continue to choose to call home and grow their businesses in all of our major industries, Mr. Speaker. We are leaders in conservation. More than 60% of our lands are public lands, and a large portion of these lands make up working landscapes used by farmers, by ranchers, and conservationists who have helped us steward our environments for decades and will continue to help us steward our environments for decades yet to come.